Good evening guys and welcome to the second episode of the Football Manager Rewind, where I, James, have gone back to FM12 to play a couple of seasons with Newcastle United while we wait on the FM16 beta coming out on next Thursday, that I presume. Okay, so we're on 14th of September 2011 and this screen is just to confirm that there were no more transfers in the window made by me going out or coming in, and the total brought in was around 6 million worth if you include David Bentley's loan fee, and 12.5 million went out, so I'm pretty happy with that. We got rid of some fringe players, we brought in Pogba on loan, Bentley on loan, Jagoev on a permanent deal. Hopefully eventually he will partner with Cabaye or turn a 3 pivot into a Cabaye, Tiote, Jagoev, but just now he's rotating on the bench. So we're going to show you the tactics that we've been employing so far in the opening few games of the season before we get into the games themselves. So this is how I set up on the recent game that I just played. Now we went with a flat 4-4-2 again. Santon, Colaccini, Taylor. Ryan Taylor came in after Danny Simpson had struggled for the opening couple of games of the season. David Bentley has started every game, as has Yohan Cabaye. Cheick Tiote just back from suspension. Jonas Gutierrez hasn't impressed so far on the left. Adam Campbell did get a start up front with Demba Ba. On the bench we have Remy Street, Danny Simpson, Paul Pogba, Alain Jagoev, Sylvain Marveau, Nile Ranger, Papi Cisse. So the team instructions that we've gone for to start with are a balanced philosophy, a controlled strategy, while looking to play a shorter passing game, being more disciplined, which was disappointing to see Cheick Tiote get sent off in one of my games previously. We'll get to that in a second. We want to press the back line, press the defence a lot more. Don't want the opposition having much time on the ball. Tackling default because I don't want it too cautious or too aggressive, of course. Man marking because I explained last time I am 100% against zonal marking. Somebody, if they want to prove me wrong and show me that it works and the fact they can get it solidly working and they can prove to me it works, then fair play. I might try it out on the new game coming up next week. But ever since I first started Football Manager in 2005, I've always done man marking. But remember guys, we've got the sliders here with the specific instructions and the player instructions, something that many people miss. Personally, I don't miss them, but they are good to come back to. It's a little bit of classic feel to the game. Now it makes it more harder without them, so I prefer it that way. But we have sorted the defensive line, the width, the tempo, the time wasting, the focus passing, the counter-attacking, and the offside. Of course, playmaker, Yohan Cabaye, that's what he's there to do. Target man, Demba Ba, I did have him as a target man to start with. Didn't quite work, so I changed it to an advanced forward with him. So that's about it guys regarding the tactical front. Remember, there are only so many roles you can actually do. Regarding the fullback position, it's either fullback or wingback. Central defender, it's either central defender, ball playing or limited. Winger, it's a winger, wide midfielder, defensive midfielder. In the centre, you've got centre midfielder, deep line playmaker, ball winning midfielder, box to box midfielder, advanced playmaker. Up front, you've got poacher, deep line forward, target man, advanced forward, complete forward, defensive forward, and the more exotic Tracatista role that I don't think was used that often in FM12. It more came into play over FM13, FM14 and of course FM15, where we had the new roles like the Roman playmaker, the complete wing back, the Raumdauer. Back then in this game with the sliders and the classic arrows, I think they went out actually this year, but they might have were in the year before, but you can convert to them. They weren't in this game, but it's a good bit of fun to get started. Let's get into the matches and show you how I've been getting on so far in the Premier League and the one domestic cup match that we've played so far. Now unfortunately, upon loading the last video to YouTube, I pressed the button and I got a crash dump. Yes, believe it or not, my first crash dump in probably 8-9 months guys. So I had to replay the Sunderland Newcastle game, which I won 1-0 and Yohan Cabaye scored early on. This time, Demba Ba scored quite late on. So the result was pretty similar in a game that was quite even overall, but in the first half I played better. In the second half, Sunderland were pretty dominant. They hit the woodwork twice and they were unfortunate and feel aggrieved not to come out with something of the Tyneside derby, the Tyne-Wear derby, sorry. Now in the second match of the season, away Old Trafford, you don't go there expecting much. We went there, we got battered, we got bruised. I'm surprised we had much possession that we did. Rio Ferdinand getting a goal earlier on pegged us back. Tim Krul on goal in the 13th minute really put us on an uphill task, and Javier Hernandez scoring the third, 3-0 at half time, and the game was virtually over. Nani wrapping up the points at Old Trafford for Manchester United on the second game of the season. 2 games in, we have 3 points so far. So now it was League Cup business, and we took a trip to Bristol at Ashton Gate to play Bristol City, who had got a man sent off early on, Louis Nyatanga, on the 24th minute, but they did manage to push us all the way to extra time in a game that we had the better chances, we had the more chances, and Adam Campbell, yes that's right, the 16-year-old Adam Campbell put us ahead in the 94th minute of extra time. Yohan Cabaye sealing that win on 113 minutes and saved us from going to the deadly penalty shootout, which was a toss-up draw. I'm glad to get through that scrapey battle at Ashton Gate, and we went through to the next round of the Cup, where we have drawn Everton at home. Back to league action now, a home game at St James's Park against Fulham, who have a pretty decent team around about this time. Moussa Dembele in the middle of the park pulling the strings. It was very close in terms of shots on target, possession, but we got 2 goals in the space of 2 minutes via Demba Ba and Yohan Cabaye, and we managed to see the game out and win 2-0, and that got us another 3 points, 6 out of 9 in the league, and 3 wins out of 4 in total. Next up was a trip away to the Canaries at Carrow Road in Norwich, which saw us go early on 1-0 up through Demba Ba. A very tight game again. These games have been very close. We just edged it in terms of shots on target, in total, and possession. And we got a goal early on through Demba Ba, as I say. Then we scored around the hour mark with that man again, the 16-year-old boy wonder, the Ginger Ninja, Adam Campbell, put us 2-0 up. And we basically tactically tweaked the game to make sure we saw out that victory. Now I'll just show you the league table before we wrap up the video, and we'll show you a couple of other little things, but here is the league table to start with. So 4 games in, 3 wins, 1 loss, 5 goals scored, 4 conceded, plus 1 goal difference, 9 points. 1 off top position, Manchester City, Arsenal in second, Liverpool in third. Down the bottom, Sunderland, 4 losses from 4, not even a goal scored. 8 conceded. QPR and Stoke make up the bottom 3. Manchester United, Chelsea and Tottenham linger in 11th, 10th and 9th respectively. And making up the Europa spot, Blackburn, West Brom. It's early doors, 4 games in, 1 cup game played, 4 wins out of 5 games in total. We're into the next round of the cup. We're 4th in the league, we're 1 point off top, and it's quite cushy so far. Now, as a 16-year-old, 2 goals in 5 games with a 7.32 average and no contract to his name, we offered the boy wonder, Adam Campbell, a full-time contract. His value has increased by around £300,000 so far. We did offer him a full contract. He's tied down to the club for a minimum of 3 years. This saw interest from the eagle-eyed Sir Alex Ferguson. And I managed to quickly get in there, get the contract signed up to Adam Campbell, which means Manchester United, after initially trying to poach him on a youth contract and just pay compensation, they bid $1.5 million the day before deadline day, and that was naturally declined. And I'm going to show you at the end of this little series why I declined this, why I didn't take anything, why I would reject any bid unless Mike Ashley forced me to accept them, unless he wanted to cash in on the young boy. But we turned down £1.5 million bid from Manchester United, from Sir Alex Ferguson, for Adam Campbell. No danger are we selling the boy wonder. So the next few fixtures coming up, that's the overall ones. As you see, 4 wins. We've had 3 clean sheets in a row. 4 clean sheets out of 5 games, which is pretty good. Upcoming now, QPR in the league, they are in the bottom 3. Everton at home in the Cup, there's a chance to progress to the next round before Villa away, Blackburn, and then we have a tough little batch of games there. Arsenal, Everton again, Stoke City. Then we have a couple of decent games where we might get points. Swansea, Wigan, Wolves, Chelsea, West Brom, Bolton. The games, to be honest with you, have landed pretty nicely for us, and I'm very happy with the way they're coming. We've not got too many tough games in a row, and we are 4th in the league. I know it's early doors, but thanks guys for checking out the second episode of the Football Manager Return of Football Manager 2012, and I'll see you again soon. Thanks for checking it out guys. Make sure you sub to the channel and leave any comments that you've got regarding the video. Thank you, take care and bye bye.